click on the subscribe button, and press the bell icon, to never miss any updates.
Welcome to Faith to Faith. I'm your host, Reverend Dr. T.K. Nakagaki, the president and founder of the Heiwa and Peace and Reconciliation Foundation of New York, which is a 501c3 organization, non-profit organization. And also I was a former president of the Buddhist Council of New York, and as well as the executive officers, current Buddhist Council of New York as well. So, this is a program for the interfaith, and sometimes I have just myself talking, but today we continue to have the guest, and Dr. Kazuko Hiria Tatsumura is with us. And this is actually the third time session that we have, and which is very wonderful. She has a lot to offer, so even 3 is not enough. But some of the aspects today I wanted to ask her, we wanted to talk is a little more about her interest. She's doing a lot of children, care for the children, children's education. And also I wanted to hear about, what she thinks about the future or, of the interfaith relation too. So I hope you will enjoy today's the conversation with our guest, Dr. Kazuko. So Dr. Kazuko, thank you very much again. You. So this is the third one, so I'm very grateful that you're able to come with us. Mm-hmm. And so you're, as the part of the background, you have a lot of concern for the children, and so maybe if we can start from that.
Last time we talked about the nature being like in Shintoism, nature is being like a god, many millions of God, but about children, that we have a compassion towards the children, because children, baby to come out to concept is the nature thing. And the children is not belonging to their parents. I mean, so many people think, oh, this is my child, it is mine. No, children is a part of nature and God's creation. You could not possibly think only you. So as soon as it's conceived, they go through tiny life, go through the millions, I don't know, how many millions of years. They go through from entire life of this Earth planet, from the tiny becoming a fish, from the tiny becoming the frog, very quickly become a human. And then 10 months later, you have a baby.
You mean that when your baby experiences all those different forms?
Yeah, no, I mean, from the beginning, baby goes through our life of existence.
Oh, okay. Especially baby experiencing
from the water, from the concept of the, how the evolution of the human goes. Sure. They go through that.
Oh, okay.
And then as soon as you are born, you think this baby is yours. No, they won't get through the nature. And then, so for that reason, you have to respect this is not yours only, but it's life force of the entire universe.
So really taking care of that.
Yeah, you have to. You are given such opportunity to take care of this little thing until it becomes a human being more and more. We call in Japan that 3 years old spirit lasts to 100 years. I mean,
この
this is,
うん
yeah,
yeah.
三つ子の魂100まで。
なるほどね。
So up to 3 years old, it is the most important part. And then until you become your own personality, yeah. Now, there are so many children abandoned in the world, and we have to think and save them until they become their own people. So I am creating altogether 9 orphanages. I have 3 right now. One this was started by Dalai Lama in the middle of Himalayas, very severe place, but severe. But this area was last border of Tibetan sticking out a little bit into the China claims this is China. So they are usually conflict. But parents usually used to send child in a part of the truck, in hiding a truck with hay and all that kind of thing, go out to this area, which is the last Tibetan village. It was saved by Indian armies.
Oh.
And then they have the 15 Dalai Lamas, no, 5th Dalai Lama 5th temple is Dalai Lama 6th birthplace, and it is a very important part of it. There, they had a lot of orphanage. So one monk started orphanage, and they are unbelievable people. The orphanage is built and taught so many fabulous things of life. And then when I met Dalai Lama in 1972, he talked about, he made a mistake. I said, Dalai Lama, he making mistakes. But he said, because Tibet was such a normed, peaceful country that nobody would occupy or conquer the Tibet. So we are very happily living with whatever we have, and we did not have any education. So he said, from now on, this is 1972.
Oh, okay.
From now on, he said, I want every Tibetan to learn, of course, compassion, of course,
Courage.
Courage to stand out, and communication skill. It is so important. We lacked of communication skills. We did not talk anything except Tibetans. So we are hosted by Indians, so we have to learn Hindu, but we have to learn another language which is communicated by all over the world. And then he said English is very convenient.
You mentioned those, you can remember as a 3 C's.
3C, we call it 3C.
That's great.
And then, so the reason why I'm saying is these displaced children who does not only have the parents, but left to starve, they should be taught these 3 things, so long as I want to get...
And then, the way to live, and then the way to serve others too. And then the second C as a courage, to be able to do, brave. You need to be brave to do something. Sometimes, hesitate, but then just try to, courage is a very important, I guess.
And the communication.
So the Dalai Lama is saying was communication was missing. That
missing.
Didn't,
so courage was, he said, some of them doesn't have to be taught, but communication, it has to be taught. And then this compassion is the only human being can have. Of course, animalistic compassion they have. That mother care for child, but compassion for totally others, animal of others, to go coexistence with others. So it is very important to have these 3 C's. So I am hoping this Dalai Lama's orphanage in Himalaya, as long as so also in Dharamsala. They have this education, three education, very evenly. It is very important. So Tibetans will never going to disappear, so long as we have these three C's of education.
That particular three C's could be applied to the interface too, I guess.
Exactly.
In order to be a kind of interface, kind of like activities or understanding, you always need to have a compassion to others, maybe including yourself too. But so your respecting is a kind of related to the aspects as well. And probably we need a courage sometimes, because you don't want to, safe space is your own revisions, but you don't want it to go to you don't want it to listen to any others. But so in a way,
you have to have a courage to open up.
Yeah, but probably also difficult, that too. So, and then the third one, as you say, communication. I guess the interfaith is a really communication or dialogue with the other religions, and try to understand what's happening and to be able to communicate. So communication is also equal to really mutual understandings and cultural mutual. I mean, different culture, but a different, language also you included. But so those are something that we really need to develop in the interface too. So maybe this is a great teaching for the, the one we do that.
Yeah, and then one interrelates with each other. These three. You cannot, without one, you cannot be a complete.
Oh, okay. So this is a good lesson to learn for it. I hope the viewers also, maybe you can remember this 3C. That's really
so education of 3C. According to that, I think we can have a great human leadership of interface.
Yeah, and also that can
all over the world.
Can really lead to the peaceful society as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you are educated, so until that's like grade school.
Okay.
That is very important part. I don't believe in picking up the starving child in the South African nations and this and this and this. Some very big celebrity has 10, 11, 12 children. And I don't know whether that is really a way to go. Maybe you save this particular person from the starvation, but what about the others? And then putting that person onto another total different environment and then raising it.
They have some problem too.
Yeah, they suffer. That's why I think Tibetan orphanage is very good. They teach until 18 years old. So as my Indonesian is Hindu orphanage, and then I'm going to see African children's lot of orphanage, and I went to many of them. But you need a leader, you need a head of school. Unbelievably, these 3 C's are embedded to this person. Otherwise, they take advantage of and then become corruptions. So it's very important. So we hope to get a leadership among those disparate children.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I was thinking that those 3 things could be really you can use in a household too. The regular life that everybody goes through. Then you always wanted to care for like a brothers and sisters. They care for with a compassion. See, and also sometimes you need some courage to do something for their life.
Courage to keep the culture.
And then the communicate, right? You just communicate. So it's actually that's very interesting 3 C's to remember for any occasion. I mean, small for the family or small in a school, even like within the friends and so forth, even society, culture, the companies or something. if you keep those three things, maybe that's a great teaching that I learned today. Actually, I'm very happy to
Yeah.
and then at least those three, very important. And
If
it's
a
just
child is
easy to
grown up with these three, you will be having a great leaders.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm getting older. Sometimes start forgetting a lot of things, and these three is very easy to remember.
Yeah.
And that's because sometimes the simple, but yet a lot of quality that they have carry. Simple teaching is not necessarily like cheap or anything, but rather it's really
Yeah.
valuable, and then based on the those human quality, nature.
Yeah.
I mean, respecting lives and everybody's lives, and those are wonderful
Yeah.
things that we need to learn.
Yeah.
So
I mean, these three you have to teach when you are young.
Mhm.
That's why that
Well,
it's
there's
not.
some people are not young anymore, but I guess they're not too late.
You have to not too late, but
So you
I
can-
mean you have to learn, and this is a kind of a schooling that I am envisioning
Oh, that's wonderful.
all over the world, and so long as you don't you don't forget the child is a God's creation, and it is belonging the treasure of this universe. I mean the part of the Gaia, entire planet Earth, and then therefore part of the universal.
That way,
Well,
or
interface is the only way. I hope envision someday. I don't know. Religion is also tradition, so you have to keep it. But courage to keep the religion, courage to keep the culture, which is important. But beyond that, we have to get out of that into the interface phase. And the interface is going to put all world into peace.
Yeah, so interface is not necessarily forget what you have
Yeah,
in a culture,
exactly.
but keeping the culture, respecting your own cultural revisions, but yet also to be able to open up to the other revisions and the other people.
Understanding
Yeah,
others.
understanding is
Yeah.
very, very key
It is.
part. Yeah.
It is a most wonderful movement. It started. Which year it started? Interface actually.
Well, maybe that we went to the
Morton.
Parliament of World Revisions.
Yeah.
That time, the original one, what year it was? 18. Yeah, I should know.
Anyhow.
Anyhow, so
It's already not so long.
No.
Interface is the only way to keep the world into a peace.
Yeah.
So long as not only understand, compassion is one way to think about it, but compassion become a Buddhism. So then it is, compassion is all over the world, but more taught by Buddhism, especially Tibetan Buddhism. And if you are Muslim or other faiths, Jewish, this is difficult for them to understand. But they do have a compassion inside, but it's not taught the way that the Buddhism.
The thing is, interfaith itself is actually really coming out of Judeo-Christian because they start fighting each other, and especially so that's why faith to faith. But then actually some of the countries like Japan we talk about, maybe it was already we don't have the words interface, but yet it's already coexistence.
Yeah.
So one problem is maybe when they have a historically they have conflict in Europe. So interface is one that they try to coexist each other without fighting. But which means there's an understanding. There are some conflict before, so I think that's maybe the way the interface brought. But yet, so the wisdom that the Eastern can bring is really like aspect of our experience of interface already for a long time. And I believe your contribution today and in the last two sessions was very great. And I hope viewer can learn, and we all learn. And so I hope you enjoy, and thank you very much again for joining us. And then I would like to conclude today's sessions for the peace prayer. Thank you,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much again. ありがとうございま
Thank you.
した。
ITV, Call of Peace, Save Humanity.